Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for the Monica Makes It Happen social media show. I'm Monica Morales. You can see me every day right here on Pix 11 News fighting for you and your community. This show is about stories and people you care about. We highlight the community champions who are really making it happen. We also fight to get you the resources, repairs, and respect you deserve. Tonight's episode is all about business and technology. I'll be speaking with the author of a new book called Black Tech, as well as the director of an organization helping dozens of young entrepreneurs get the funding and exposure to make their business dreams happen. And they're joining us right here in the studio. But first, this.
Monica Makes It Happen is sponsored by London Disability, dedicated to helping the disabled get Social Security benefits.
And I am so excited to have this mom, mogul, and teacher on our show. Teresa Merritt Watson is here. Hi, Teresa.
Hi, Monica. How are you doing?
It's so good to see you. She is the author of this incredible book. If you want to hold this up, we love it. Black Tech, right here it is. And you have served our community in so many different ways, the NAACP, Habitat for Humanity. But what I love about you is you're a mother of 6. She deserves a medal for that already. And you wrote this book so that because of the tutoring in the classroom, you saw that there was a real need. And I have to say, the reason I brought you on the show is because I'm teaching my kids history right now, and I'm realizing there's a real lack of information in our history books right now. Can you tell me about that, Teresa?
Well, the history, kids knowing their history, it gives them a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose. It gives them a sense that they can do it too. And it's always important to look what has come before you in order for you to know what the options that you have in life, things that you could possibly do. When you look at some of the people in the book, you see that when I walked here and all the traffic, like I start thinking about Garrett Morgan.
Yes.
You know, you think about the things that you see. I see the color monitor and Mark Dean. So
what I love is this, I just opened up to Alice Parker. And what we don't know about maybe sometimes is, well, if we see it, we can be it.
Yes.
And we have such a rich history of inventors who are specifically Latinas and Black. And for some reason, when we read our history books, we don't see that as often. And so you're here to fix that with this book.
Yeah, that is very true. And one of the things, when you see yourselves, you can imagine being able to do it. And this is what I want the kids to start entering school on that premise. I want them to enter the school with their sense of pride and sense of belonging. And so the book captures many everyday things that we need, from the cell phone that we use, from the cell phone to the computer, to just our common everyday things. And there are more books to come after that one.
Well, I love it. And you know, unlocking the key to success. Since your years in the classroom of tutoring kids, what's the secret to unlocking success in our kids right now? I
think you give us kids a sense of pride, a sense that they can do it, a sense that, you know, and you show them from the math to the reading of what has been done before them. And you just keep building their self-esteem with some of the things. When you see some of the kids that have read the book and they call and they talk about, you know, can you think I can do this? What I want to do? I said, imagine what else you want to improve.
Yeah.
What do you want to improve upon? You know, when Russell started creating the digital cell phone, we were okay with the analog cell phone before he started doing his thing.
And I love this. Alexander Miles, he invented automatic opening elevator doors. I did not know that. And what I love is, so many times I do these stories, I'm just going to fess up to our Facebook audience, is that I learn. It's supposed to be for children, but I'm learning right along with my kids. Is that the magic? It's a family. It's a family that's learning. That's
the purpose of the book. It's really written for 1st to 3rd grade, but one of the true things that I would love to do is to have the parents learn beside the children so that they can pass it on. So if the parents do not know it, it's harder for them to pass it on.
Yeah.
And so this is the reason why it's written like that.
And you know what? I like the idea. We were talking about it in the elevator. That you want people to buy this. Like, let's say for schools, if you have a school that you just want to buy a bunch of these books, right? And then donate it to, that's what you're
that's
thinking,
what I'm
right?
hoping. Yes.
You're hoping. So what's your message to someone watching who could do that?
Well, I'm hoping my message is purchase the book. I'll purchase many books, because my goal is to give the books to students in the rural and urban community throughout throughout.
This is amazing stuff, and I hope every kid gets a copy of this.
Yes.
And again, we'll have all the information right on our social media pages. That's the beauty of it. Will you come back on my show?
I most
and give me an
definitely
update
will.
on what
Yeah, I
happens?
will.
Because the magic is really what happens after our shows. So our viewers are so generous, and I'm sure they're going to be interested in getting this. So you'll
Yes.
come back.
I will.
Promise?
I will.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. And next, dozens of up-and-coming entrepreneurs in the Bronx got a chance to showcase their businesses and get checks to help build their ideas into reality. It's part of a new 10-week program called Boss Up, organized by a nonprofit that partners and uplifts the daughters and sons. Joining us now is the program director of Boss Up, Dr. Jamila T. Davis. Doctor, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
You know what? You are a friend of the Bronx Borough president, so Vanessa said you better have her on the show. So of course we're going to have you on the show. But there's a reason for that. Your story is unbelievable. Tell me, how did this all begin?
So for me, I'm a formerly incarcerated woman that spent close to 9 years in federal prison for bank fraud. And I realized through research that I was a product of the school to prison pipeline, a product of the trauma to prison pipeline. So when I came home, I told God that if he gave me a second chance, I wanted to make a difference. So this is my give back. I go into...
Wait, you said that in the cell. You
Yes.
said that in the cell. You said, God, if you have another story for me. And then what happened after that? Didn't it?
So I started writing books. I started doing a lot of self-introspective work, because for me it was trauma.
Yes.
Trauma led me down the wrong path. I
Yes.
wanted to chase after the wrong crowd and people for acceptance.
Yeah.
And then all those people left me. So I was alone in that cell with just God.
And 9 years,
Yes.
right?
All that time.
My goodness. So you must have done a lot of self-improvement, a lot of
Yes.
meditation.
I went back to school.
You
I
went back
got
to
several degrees. I got my associates, my bachelor's, my master's, and I started
And you're a doctor.
my PhD work from behind bars, but I actually, completed my dissertation when I came home.
Doctor.
Yes.
You're a doctor now. And I love saying doctor, doctor, doctor. I'm going to say it a million times. But now what I love about you is you're so on fire to help our youth. Why? Why is it so important?
Because I am them. When I look at each and every one of them, I think about young Jamila. And I think about if I had someone who I trusted tell me, hey, this is the wrong route and here's an alternative route that will bring you success, I would have chose the alternative route. So I want to be that person for many of our students who are at risk, justice impacted, who need a second chance.
And this is what I love about this program. It's a 10-week program, because I always feel like, okay, it's nice to have ideas and then you get tired after a day or two. This is a 10-week boot camp for our kids. And we're talking about teenagers becoming moguls, which I love too. I love that idea. And it's that untapped talent. Who are these kids? Tell me a few of their stories.
Okay, so one of the students, she actually won $5,000. So we had a partnering organization give the money to her. She did a pop-up shop, a presentation like a Shark Tank style, and she won an additional $5,000. Her name is Yadira Martinez, and she's from the Bronx, New York. And this particular team was struggling with self-esteem issues, people bullying her, and through this craft, she found herself. She found her gift, and now she's making jewelry. So she has a jewelry business called One Shot, and now she just used that money to basically get more crystals and different things for her business, and she's on fire.
And if people are watching, they're like, oh, that sounds great, but it's coming to New Jersey next,
Yes,
is that right?
Correct. We're in New Jersey actually right now.
Wow. And then, so what do we tell our viewers? Like, if they want to get
Support
involved?
my students.
Yes.
Because we want them to be successful entrepreneurs, and how they become successful is through business. So if they visit the VIP Online Academy website, they could click in and take a look at all of their businesses and decide which businesses that they want to support.
Oh my God, I love this idea. So let me get this straight. So if I'm looking on the website, I can see a student,
Yes.
and I can sponsor that student. So I'm giving people hints right now. And as little as $500, I've seen that, a grant, what they can do. And that's what I love too, because my mom was like that. For some reason, no high school education. Somehow money would just come out of her purse. She would push a 20 in my hand and sponsor whatever I needed or whatever. And that's what I'm hearing with the students here. You give them just a little bit and they can take it so far.
Correct. They learn product sourcing, right? So how to buy and budget their money, where to go get their products from. So once they run out of products, then they buy more products and pretty much flip their money.
no wonder Vanessa loves you so much. I love you back. And so you're also going to be on our TV show, which is coming up as well. But what do you tell people who have kids that are incredibly dynamic and want to build their businesses as teens, as young people? Is there something they can do?
Yes, support your kids. Find out what they love. I think for my students, instead of telling them what to do, we gave them the option of what do they want to do. And I feel like you build bonds with kids when you start like finding their gifts, their talents, what they love and their passions. It helps you to become a better parent and a better resource to them.
Doctor, you've made me a better parent. Because just say that one more time, just for parents who like, maybe we need to hear it again.
You have to find what your kids love. You know, it's important.
Ask them what they want to do,
Correct.
not what you want them to.
Correct.
Oh, boy. That's a game shifter for me.
And then it's going to change their motivation.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be motivated to do what they love.
Yeah, see, this is what happens to me as I start talking and then I forget that I'm on TV. I totally lost myself because you are your story gets me, though. I think that's why I believe you, and I understand. And I think kids probably relate as well, right?
They definitely relate.
Yeah.
And when they hear my story, which is a cautionary tale, it reminds them what not to do. So that's important for me to shed light on the reality of life in the fast lane. Because a lot of people take shortcuts. I did, right?
Yeah.
So I'm letting them know shortcuts are the long, wrong route. So do it the right way the first time, and they can keep what they have.
It's a lot of work, but it's so worth it. And thank you, doctor.
Is.
So you're going to be on our show, right? You're going to come back and be on our show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, you're going to be back with all the kids. We're going to do so many stories on Pix 11 News of these amazing kids. You know we're doing that, right? Our audience knows, they expect that. And thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in to our next Monica Makes It Happen TV show, Monday, July 29th at 4:30 p.m. We're talking to corporate powerhouses, celebrities, a few surprises I can't tell you about, and community champions empowering small businesses and creating jobs and wealth in our neighborhoods. You can also watch me every night on Pix 11 News at 5:45 and 6:45. So let's say you're watching the 5 o'clock news, it's at 5:45 and then 6:45. And reach out to us with your stories and videos at Monica Morales TV on all of our social media platforms. Maybe you could be on our next show. We're making it happen together. See you next time.